got him during the Christmas. You know that ball that's you like have to unwrap it with.
Oh
Yeah. This was in there, and Zach got it, and I was like, "This is the most perfect thing," because they're like dad jokes,
Excellent.
and Zach loves dad jokes.
Let me just take a sip out of my brand new cupper.
Did you hear about the new restaurant called Karma?
What's she serving?
There's no menu. You get what you deserve.
Ooh, I like
Sassy as
it. I like it.
I'm gonna start using that.
I like that. Yeah.
I can't wait to use that.
The tip of my what? Oh no, it's stuck there now. I can't get that off.
I had things. Oh,
You have lots of things to say.
oh wait, hello.
Hello.
Hello, guys. Okay. I know y'all have been dying to hear about my new couch.
Oh yeah.
But if you're in the Discord, you already know. New couch. Pretty good. I think that the most annoying part about my new couch is sometimes it like slides apart a little bit, regardless of it being hooked together at the
I was
bottom.
gonna say, aren't there hooks at the bottom?
Yeah, but the hooks, there's like, it's almost like different widths that you can hook it together.
That's because there's like teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it feels like sometimes it slides. And those pieces are not lightweight.
Mm-hmm.
I have to like hip check them
Mm-hmm.
and have Zach stand on the other side.
Have an idea.
Oh god.
Vice grips. Or like the big metal clamps that you use for things. They're hardware things. Maybe you don't know what they are. But they're big metal clamps with rubber tips and rubber handles, and you clamp them. They're shaped like a clothespin.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Okay,
yeah.
get a couple of those. They're super strong.
But where am I sticking them?
Underneath.
It's like this far off the ground.
Vice grip. They're like a spinny clamp. You spin up real tight. You can get those ones. Those are only like this big.
We could, but
Yeah.
it's not hollow on the underneath.
Well, I bet if you cut through the felt, it is. There's like black felt underneath, right?
Yeah,
Just
so like
slice through the felt up in the thing.
it
Clamp.
velcros, but
But no problem.
No, but it's like this wide before it's hollow.
That's fine. They make them like this big.
Oh my god.
They make them like a foot long with a big round dome that clamps in tight. I got solutions. You got a problem? I'll fix it.
I'm wondering if we didn't get it tight, like in the tightest setting when we set them all together either. We might not have.
It's never occurred to me with the teeth things, because mine has it too.
Mm-hmm.
I've never like thought like, oh, how like I should like adjust where it sits on the teeth. Our old sectional had like this crazy like literally like a bar, like a 6-inch skinny bar that like hooked into a slat. Like there was no teeth. There was like this bar that like that thing was together.
That's how our last couch was.
Yeah.
It had something like that.
Instead, our new one has those little
teethers.
teeth hooks.
The little toes.
They're like a couple inches wide and a couple inches, but they're not very. They're shallow and they're not holding it together tight, you know?
Yeah, that's annoying to me. But I am thinking that maybe we haven't actually clicked it to the highest setting because it like clicks.
Mm-hmm.
You can hear it. And I don't know if we've clicked it to the highest setting because this couch, when we put it together, like there's not a centimeter of space in between things. Like,
why would you want the gap, I wonder? Like, why wouldn't it just automatically, I wonder, do that? Maybe run cords up through. Who knows?
we have cords through our couch.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Automatically. Like, they came that way.
No.
Oh, you're just running cords through?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because my heated blanket,
Mm-hmm.
it is plugged in underneath the couch. We have like an extension cord underneath the couch, and it's plugged in there, and then it just runs right through to the couch, and that's really nice that I never have to worry about. Like sometimes the dogs would step on it.
Yeah.
On the floor, and then it would be, my toadies would be on fire. You felt my heated blanket when it's hot.
It's literally a fire hazard. I don't understand how, especially that last one you had, didn't light the house on fire.
What?
The last heated blanket you had. When you had it, and I was like, you have to get rid of this.
You were so concerned about that blanket.
It was going to light the house on fire.
Mm.
It was too hot to touch. You're gonna burn something. Something is gonna become like have a low enough melting point that it's gonna be like.
That's the one that burnt my knee while I was sleeping. I woke up and I had an actual burn on it.
Point exactly made. You were gonna burn the house down.
It felt so good.
I also like being singed, but not at the sake of burning my house down, unfortunately.
Well, it didn't burn my house down, so we're solid. All is well. Anyways, new couch. I'm giving it an 8 out of 10 right now. Only because of the sliding apart thing.
Also, did you figure out the situation with the TV sound and the couch sound?
No, so it came with it's called SoundCloud. And essentially it's just like a speaker built into one of the backs of the TV or of the couch. And we can't figure out how to make it play through the TV and through the couch at the same time. We can play the TV obviously on its own, and we can play it through the couch, but we can't figure out how to make them both at the same time. I will say, my brother-in-law and sister-in-law came over and we watched a movie with the SoundCloud on rather than the TV. It felt like we were in a movie theater.
Yeah.
Sandor was laying in front of it, and there was like thunder or something, and it like shook a little bit, and he was like, "Ah!" He ran away. It works really well.
Yeah.
I just would like to have sound coming from the front and the back. That's kind of the whole point.
Yeah. I swear that there's got to be a way.
I think there probably is, and I think that if Jake came over and spent like 10 minutes trying to figure it out, he would.
Yeah.
But
maybe I'll look at it later.
Grover also thinks that he knows how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But the chances of Grover coming over within the next year and a half are very slim.
Right.
I ask him to come over almost every weekend, but he doesn't.
Does he listen to this?
No.
I didn't think so.
No, he only listened once because I told him we were essentially talking shit. They listened, and he got mad at you. Remember?
Yeah, I forget what I said about him.
I don't know.
He misinterpreted the whole damn thing.
Incorrectly.
He heard what he wanted to hear.
Shocker. What a man thing to do.
This will probably be the only other episode he listens to, and then he'll hear me say that too.
It'll come up on his time feed.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
What else we got?
We
got a couple other housekeeping things.
So we need to briefly explain Tim and Ty. Very briefly, because in the last episode I realized we cut everything out about Tim and Ty, but at the end we said...
Okay, I just want to say I cut everything out about Tim and Ty because it was literally 20 minutes of silence and then be like, what about this guy?
Yeah.
And then silence again for 10 minutes.
No, it was solid that you cut it out. I wanted you to cut it out, but at the end it said, okay, now that we're done with Tim and Ty, and I'm like... if I was a listener, I'd be like, who the fuck is Tim and Ty? Tell me right now.
Bad.
How dare you?
My bad.
And no, it's okay. It's not like...
We left you on a cliffhanger on purpose. What am I saying? We did that on purpose.
So while we were recording last week, or the last week's episode, I personally got a text message that said, hi, is this Maggie? And indeed it is. That is my name. So I said, yes, who is this? And they said, Ty. And... I don't know any Ties. I know some Tylers, but most of them are married, and they don't go by Ty.
Mm.
So I asked Ty who, and they said Ty from the Dollar General. I personally have not been in a Dollar General for probably a year, because I'd rather just order it on Amazon than get the fuck out of my car. So I told them that I haven't been in a Dollar General in years. They're like, oh, sorry, I have the wrong number. And I was like, no, you don't. My name's Maggie. What do you mean? What do you want from me? And I asked them how they got my number, and they said, from Tim. And I asked Tim who, and they told me a last name that I've never heard of. And they also said the last name, so they said, like, Smith or some shit. And I was like, how did you get my number from someone you don't even know?
No, wait, didn't you then ask in, like, one of your group chats with your brother-in-law?
Yeah.
And then he's like, yeah, the construction or whatever. And then I searched the name and I looked for people who like had a job.
So you found Tim.
And then I found
Yes.
Okay, so I found
yes.
Tim and then I searched through his friends or his likes on his photos. I forget which one. The photos I could see. And then I found somebody named Ty, and his job correlated to whatever your brother-in-law
Dollar General
said.
or whatever.
No, I think it was construction. Or whoever. One of the people correlated with their job, and that's I was like, this sounds right.
Yeah, so we found him on Facebook. He would not tell me what he wanted for the longest time.
What did he want?
He wanted to tell me that he's had a crush on me a dying crush on me for a long time. But I genuinely don't think it's actually me. Like, I think it's another person named Maggie because I haven't been in the Dollar General. That's how he's saying he knows me.
How would he get your...
I don't know, dude. It didn't connect at all. And I also don't know who the fuck Tim is. How did this Tim blank
get your phone number?
Have my phone number. Know me enough to give it to Ty. And then Ty messaged me. It was all just like so all of this checks
because they actually have your phone number.
Yeah.
And then like even if they got the wrong Maggie phone number, who in the world would have your phone number? And that guy would have been like, "Hey, you got Maggie's number?" And they'd be like, "Yeah," and then give it to him.
How many Maggies do you know?
Right.
Not many people go by Maggie if they have the name Margaret either. Like, that's not a common. In my entire life, I have met 2 people named Maggie. I've met about 5,000 dogs named Maggie, but actual people don't go by that normally, especially around here. It's not like commonly used, but it was the area code from the text message was from where I am.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even like it's from the exact town that I am. Because, when you skip from one town to another, the first 3 digits are different. It
like
was
your area code and then your first 3.
Yeah.
Your phone number.
They were from where I was. So, I don't know. Poor Tim. I mean, poor Ty. Fucked him for giving out my phone number to Ty because who are these people? And yeah, so you found him on Facebook, and then Zach and his brother found him on Facebook in the group message, sent a screenshot of it. I'm blocked on that account. Yeah, I can't find that account.
That's even weirder.
I know! I can't find the account for the life of me. I don't...
That's so weird.
Yeah, well, I thought, like, maybe we're friends on Facebook.
Yeah.
And that would make sense. And, like, maybe I have been... I lied.
I want to point out that Tim is at least 20 years older than you.
Maybe he got his hair cut by me?
Well, I'm just saying, it's not
Wait,
like...
why does he have my phone number?
Exactly, that's what I'm kind of saying. Like, these aren't your peers. Like, all of these people are at least 10, if not 15 to 20 years older than you.
I don't know, but I want to take back. I forgot. I have been in the dollar store in the past year. I went... No, because he told me a specific dollar store. I don't remember if he said Family Dollar or Dollar Tree, but I was in the opposite one. So, I take that back. I haven't been in one.
This is such a funny, interesting story. Okay, so how did the conversation end?
I told him to have a good day.
He just told you he had a crush on you, and you're just like, have a good day?
I was like, yeah, I'm really sorry. Like, I don't know who you are. And I didn't. I
mean, just because we found him still did not indicate anything. You still don't know who he is.
I'm trying to look for... Yeah, okay, found it. The message said... I said, why did you want my number and how... Or do you know me? LOL. And he said, I thought I did. And if such was the case, I would have taken the opportunity to tell her how long it has been that I have held a healthy crush on her is all. And I said, what's your last name?
I'd be like, what do you think Maggie looks like?
I should have sent a picture of, like, Zach's butthole.
No. You shouldn't do that. I just meant, like, they'd be like, oh, she's, like, this like, tall brunette. You'd be like, well, that's definitely not me.
I'm not tall or brunette.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I didn't ask him. I should,
you
do you want me to text him right
No!
now and say, hey?
Oh my God, you're going to liven up his crush. He's going to be like, this girl's been thinking about me.
No, he told me his last name, and I said, yeah, maybe you do have the wrong person because I don't know you. I hope you find the right person. I'm sorry to disappoint. And he said, have a good day. And I said, you as well.
Oh.
So anyways, that was the whole Tim and Ty thing because I have a lot of anxiety, and when people text me and I don't have their phone number and they say, hey, is this Maggie? I automatically, things are bad in my mind. I go into a spiral. So we had to kind of stop what we were talking about for a little bit for me to, like, calm down. If that doesn't say I've had a traumatic past, I don't know what does.
I think one time, somewhat recently, you said something to me, and I was like, never, ever say that to me again. In a similar fashion.
Oh, yeah, I texted you your name in capital letters. And you were freaking out, and I think
That's
it was
too much trauma.
I think I wanted to tell you that our TikTok was going viral again or something.
Probably.
No. It was something really exciting, unrelated to this. I think it was like a cute pillow or something.
Oh my God.
I was really excited about it.
It was so inconsequential.
Yeah, sorry.
We need like a code word.
I feel like
I need a safe word for actual issues.
I feel like our safe word is, are you busy? Can I call? Not are you busy? Our safe word is, can I call you?
But that could mean anything.
Yeah, but typically that's the only thing we say to each other when there's, like, something serious
I need a
going
code
on.
red.
I don't know. No, I don't want a code red word because I'll use it thinking it's a code red, but really it's not.
Yeah.
To me, it's a
Oakley,
code red.
Oakley hasn't sat down for 15 minutes and won't stop panting. Code red.
Well, it's a code red when my straws are fucked up at McDonald's. That's a code red to me.
No. Moving on.
Which, hey, guys, by the way, I went to McDonald's the other day and they had the normal straws for me.
Yeah.
I about shit myself.
Did we talk about that? I don't know. But they did.
I don't think we did. I was so excited.
And then someone brought it up to you even.
Yeah. Where were we?
At dinner. Zach's birthday dinner.
Oh, it was Megan.
Megan brought it up.
Yeah, I sent a picture to Jesse and Zach. Actually, I FaceTimed Zach. And I, like, pulled up the straw and he's like, what's wrong with your drink? And I was like, look at this straw. Mm-hmm. And then I put it in the Discord too because it was very important that, you know.
Hey, speaking of straws, you hear this?
Ew, stop. I don't like it.
That's me drinking out of my Multiverse Collective cup.
Yes.
Thanks, guys.
Shout out to the Multiverse Collective. They sent us and Jesse's other podcast, quick plug, Laughs and Loot, Complete Nerds.
The best D&D podcast you never heard of.
Complete Nerds. Super funny, but Nerd McNerderson alert.
Anyway.
They sent us cups.
And a cute little card.
And they sent us a card, which I don't know about anyone else, like you or Zach, but when people give me a handwritten card, it just means so much. So much more than, like, a typed out note.
Oh, for sure. If you're going to write a note, just write a note.
Or a card that just says, like, something on the inside and they just sign their name.
Yeah.
Like, they... You know, love you, miss you, hags.
Hey.
I love it. I was so happy. And our cups are really cute. So I just want to give a very quick shout out to the Multiverse Collective. If anyone is looking for a TTRPG, so a tabletop and role-playing podcast, they're hilarious. And beyond that, they're really genuinely kind, fun people. You know, I care a lot about what I'm listening to, but I also care about who they are behind the curtain. And they are just absolutely incredible people.
Yeah.
So, check them out. Again, it's the Multiverse Collective. And they're essentially just sponsoring this. They're sponsoring this episode, because how would I go on without my water? And I got no more cups. This is my only cup, so...
She says, with 2 cups.
One has coffee in it.
That's fair.
Very different. That's not a water cup.
That's true. What a psychopath you would be to drink out of that.
For water?
For water.
Well,
that's not.
Give me 10 minutes, it'll be gone. That'd be really annoying.
It's not a water cup. But that's a water cup they got us. A nice big 40-ouncer. Oh yeah, nice insulated. Can't wait to see how it holds the ice. The straw is nice. I got really excited because the grippy part at the top holds the straw in.
I felt slightly challenged when I saw they gave me a cup, because I am the cup connoisseur.
Yeah. You have a lot of cups.
I have a lot of cups, and I publicly rate them on TikTok, and I will tell you if it's a bad cup. So I felt like this is like, hey, tell us how our cups are.
Yeah.
But then I kind of felt like that's the thing where it's like, you know, when you're vegan, you have to tell everyone you're vegan even though they don't care. So I don't know if I should give them feedback on their cup if it's not good. I don't know if it's good or not, guys. It's a cute fucking cup, okay? I don't really care.
If it's good or not.
I don't know if it works. I don't know.
I don't know. It's working for me.
Yeah, it's cute. I'll give you like a, you know, I always test them for 24 hours and then I compare. And anyways, it's a cute fucking cup, even if it doesn't hold my ice for 24 hours. I feel like every time I get a cup, I'm like, I have a certain level of like...
You have a ranking system.
I do.
But it's really just about the efficiency of ice.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah. And the comfortability of the handle. I mean, I have a few things, but at least I do rate them on their quality of how they do it, not how they look. But if they're ugly, automatic.
Because you're not choosing an ugly cup.
Well, that's true.
That's what it comes down to. These are already cute cups. How efficient at holding ice are the cute cups? That's really what the
ranking is.
The ranking is.
It is. It is. Okay. If you're in the Discord, you know that people wanted us to cover Diddy. So here I am. This might be slightly disappointing for some people. I'm sorry. The case is essentially just starting. I have a feeling that this case is going to go on for weeks.
It's going to be so much more than Amber Heard and Johnny Depp.
It is. I personally feel like this is going to be like over a month long of a trial. Because we're 1 week in, right? It's just been a week.
I actually don't know when it started.
I believe that it's just been Diddy trial start date.
Yeah, I don't know when they actually started, like...
Okay, so it started on... May 12th.
Oh.
Apparently.
So we're 2 weeks in.
Yeah, which is... Oh, okay, 2 weeks is fine. Yeah, okay. If you don't know who Diddy is, look it up. We're not going through that.
He's a musical artist.
Get out of the cave that you've been living in for the past 25 years. Or even 6 months. If you don't know Diddy, that's your problem, not mine. So, he is currently on trial for sex trafficking, racketeering, and there's one more thing.
Actually, it says 5 criminal counts. 1 count of racketeering conspiracy. 2 counts of sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion. And 2 counts of transportation for prostitution. There you go.
Okay. Which I really wanted to be part of the jury, and I didn't get chosen.
How the fuck could you have?
I didn't send an application in either.
You don't send an application? Do you know how jury selection works?
I mean, I was once summoned to jury duty, and I declined because that's when I was getting my migraines all the time, which really sucks because my whole life I had been like, I want to be on jury duty. That sounds so fucking fun. And then the moment I get selected, I am blind 24/7. So
you submitted a...
I submitted a thing saying that, like, there is things that's possibly going to prohibit me from showing up because you can get in a lot of trouble for not showing up.
Yeah, you can't just not show up.
Yeah.
It's so easy to get out of jury duty here, though. I just want to say that.
I wish they'd choose me again. I'm ready now.
You can just say that your best friend's mom works for the courts, and then you just get out of it.
No, I want to get selected. I want in it. I want to know all the tea. If I had to choose a different job, I would be I think this is what it's called, a court stenographer. Yeah.
You just want to listen to all the tea and type it out?
Yeah.
You could go do that. The training's not that long.
No, it's not. And I have talked to someone who does that for a living, and she gets paid very well.
Yeah.
And she also gets to pick and choose when she works. She's not like... Yeah, she's not like, you work Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
She chooses when she wants to cover the court.
I think that you should go do that.
Dude. Fridays? Oh, wait, how would we record?
A different day.
I work the other days.
You would have to give up more days.
Yeah, it would be so fun just to do that. Anyways.
We digress.
We're back. The key witness currently is Cassie Ventura. I'm going to say Ventura because I've been saying that forever, but I think it is Ventura, the way that you pronounce it.
Ventura.
Fenty.
Ventura.
Venti.
Yes.
Trenta.
We make a mockery of everything we do. I don't think there's been one serious moment in our entire lives.
Poodles aren't Merle.
We just digressed, and now we digress again.
Okay, again. I'm back. So, key witness, Cassie, famous musician, who essentially was made by Diddy. She dated him for a long time. It was like 10 years or something. Like, it wasn't like 6 months. It was quite a long time. And he was the one who signed her on, I believe, and made her who she was. Okay? There is a video of them in a hotel, which is very upsetting. If you haven't seen it, it's everywhere, but
the one where he comes out in a towel?
What?
The one where he comes out in a towel? Yeah, okay.
A trigger warning, as a person who has dealt with domestic abuse, it is triggering to watch. So, use your own discretion on that, but I feel like everyone in the world has seen it because I've seen it like 42 times without looking for it. I actually saw that video like before I knew that Diddy was going to jail. This has been we're going back to like 2010 when this happened. It's a long time ago. Anyways. So if you see the hotel video, he runs out in a towel. She's trying to escape him. He runs out in a towel. So when she left the hotel room, she grabbed her sneakers and she grabbed her purse. She didn't put her sneakers on. She just went for it. Went to the elevator, pressed the button, got her sneakers on. As she's standing up from getting her sneakers on, he pulls her hair/hoodie down to the ground, like pulls her backwards. She falls backwards. He starts kicking her. And you can see that.
If it helps anyone that hasn't seen it, perhaps, it's in like hotel security cam quality.
Yes.
So it's not like, I don't know.
He like kicks her in the stomach and the head.
It's easier for me to watch, I think, because it's in security camera quality.
It's not crystal clear.
It's not crystal clear.
So I believe.
Hold on. I'm so sorry.
Why didn't you just go that way for that?
I'm going to cut this out. That's why I paused you. Because it was going to take me a minute.
Jesse's currently coughing, and it sounds like when my dog's... Ew, it sounds like when my dog has a stick stuck in his throat.
I feel like I have something stuck in my throat. It's so gross.
Is it a stick?
I wasn't chewing on any sticks today, so I don't think it's
Could be from yesterday.
Yeah, it could be from yesterday, though.
Okay. I want to back up. Wait, hold on. I should have said this before I started. I even had it in my head set up exactly what I wanted to say last night when I was falling asleep. The things that when I say I think or I assume, this means that it's a conspiracy. It's not 100% facts. Apparently, hearsay. I'm just telling you my knowledge and my assumptions, okay? Sometimes this is not 100% facts. And this is why we're doing half conspiracy, because half of this is like 100%.
Well, it's just alleged. This is all alleged, and it is up to interpretation because nothing is proven yet.
I can't wait until we don't have to do this fucking disclaimer every time I talk about something. My God.
People are going to be like, oh, that's not what
Elvis said.
Feel free to have healthy discussion in the comments if you desire.
Yeah.
However,
we are open to talking
unless
to
there's
anyone.
something that's 100% fact that we got wrong.
Don't come at us.
Yeah.
Leave me alone. I got enough shit.
Don't you ever listen to the news for like 30 seconds and be like, yeah, I think that's it. And then you talk about it with someone?
I stay the fuck away from
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
Anyway.
If you ever want to have an actual discussion with us and talk more in depth, we do have a Discord that we have mentioned 400 times, and we talk in it every day.
If you haven't come along for it.
Yeah, I mean,
now's your chance.
There are so many discussions that happen there in there too that are just like little conspiracies that aren't enough for us to put on the pod, because it just doesn't feel like it's going to be enough content, and you can't like jump around that much in my brain. But there are little things that we talk about all the time on there that it's just like, interesting. I need to know more about that.
And that's what we like to do.
Yep.
So, for the 15th time digressing,
we're talking about Cassie. I'm still here. So she went on the stand, and she talked about non-consensual sex acts, physical violence, and control through through threats and surveillance. So she tried to say no to him for the quote-unquote freak-offs, or tried to leave him, and he would consistently come back with, if you don't do X, or if you leave me, look at all these videos and all these pictures that I have. Because they'll go public. Now, Cassie is a climbing artist.
At the time.
You can't have that shit out there when you're trying to become.
It'd be a giant scandal.
Yeah. And that could ruin your career. Especially when you haven't made it yet. You haven't necessarily made it to the point where you want to be. You can't have that shit out there. So, Cassie's mother, her name is Regina. Kind of confirmed the claims of her daughter. She recounted a 2011 email from Cassie about Combs threatening to release explicit videos unless he was paid $20,000 as compensation for his investment in Cassie's career.
That seems like pennies to him, but okay.
Well, this was 2010.
Okay, but still, that's just nothing.
Right, but it's more than it would be now.
I'll do the conversion. That still just seems like someone saying $100,000 now, which still is like just not a lot.
Well, Cassie's mom and it said her mom's husband, so I don't know if that's necessarily her dad 100%. I'm not going to assume. They took out a home equity loan and paid Combs with the home equity loan.
Okay.
And then it said, days later, the money was returned. I don't know if it was like...
It would be $29,000. $20,000 in 2010 would be $29,000 now.
So like $30,000.
It's still just like not enough.
Right, and it is to him. I think that this is a controlling thing. I don't think this is necessarily like I need or want the money.
Right,
it's more so like I know these people don't have the money.
Yeah.
And they have no other choice.
Right. He wasn't going to do it anyway.
Probably not.
Yeah.
And even if he was, I am assuming that Cassie went back to him after this because the money was returned.
Yeah.
And this was in 2011. I don't know when they 100% broke up. Done.
Yeah.
Like, done.
Yeah.
Cassie at that time was dating Kid Cudi.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't know that she dated him. And Combs was upset about it. So another reason that he was essentially demanding this money.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, why are you pulling the parents into it? This is so fucked. So fucked.
In case anyone didn't know, Kid Cudi sang, "I'm in the pursuit of happiness."
He sang a lot.
Day and night.
Yeah, he has good music. He has good music. So here's the confusing part about this, because he is not necessarily on trial for domestic abuse. Everything that I have here is pretty much domestic abuse.
Mm-hmm.
That's, like, all they're talking about right now. Now, I did ask Zach, like, why are we talking about this? Because it's been 2 weeks, which at the time I thought it was only 1 week. But still, that seems like a really long time. And he said, like, they're probably just building his character.
Yeah.
For the jury.
That's what I was just going to say.
Building the character.
I mean, if they can make him look like a piece of shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
That kind of helps their case.
So, Kid Cudi went on stand, I believe. I don't 100% know this. This is all, like, Spark Notes. Because I wasn't watching.
Right.
They have 8 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
Of, like, filming and updating.
Yeah.
And saying exact quotes and stuff. I don't have that much time. I don't even have 8 hours in a week to spend watching stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, when he was dating Cassie, Diddy broke into Kid Cudi's home and tampered with all the security cameras. A few days later...
While Kid Cudi was dating Cassie.
Yes. A few days later, his porch is set on fire.
Oh, cute. That's
just a side note.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing more that really goes with that other than I didn't see any proof of text messages, but there apparently was text messages out there saying, like, watch your car. Something's going to happen.
They don't know that it was Diddy or an associate of Diddy proven that broke into his house.
Well, Diddy apparently talked to someone about this before it happened, and he said, I'm going out of town. My hands will be clean. So he wasn't the one who did the act.
Right, of course not.
He hired someone.
Yeah.
And he said they won't be able to connect me because I'll be in fucking Bora Bora, wherever.
Okay.
He was.
So, but somebody was arrested for doing that thing?
I don't know that.
Okay.
I don't know because all the security footage.
I just didn't know if anything actually ever was like...
Well, when Kid Cudi talked, like I said, I don't know if this was on the stand. I do think it was on the stand, but I didn't see actual, like, evidence that it was on the stand.
So he's like, this guy got somebody to...
Yeah, I believe that nobody was arrested and said Diddy made me do it.
Right, okay.
So, that's just, like, side note of things. So, Dawn Richards, we're moving on to people. I'm going through this pretty fast. Dawn Richards, who, if anyone watched, I think it was MTV in, like, fucking 2010 or maybe before, Diddy Kane, he had a show called Making the Band.
Yeah.
Do you remember it?
Yeah.
Okay. So he made a band.
That was even before then.
Was it?
Well, because, like, I'm pretty sure Making the Band, I'll check, but I'm pretty sure, like, Making the Band had stuff for, like boy bands before that.
I thought it was solely his show. Maybe it's not called Making the Band.
There is a song. Okay, it just said, I'll just read what this says briefly. The show has multiple iterations, each focusing on a different musical act. The ABC version featured a boy band producer, Lou Pearlman, as a mentor, while MTV's version was overseen by Sean Diddy Combs. The series has produced musical acts such as O-Town, Da Band, Danity Kane,
The band.
Day 26, and Donnie. Yeah, I thought that I must be thinking about O-Town. Because it's been around a really long time. I don't know what year. I guess I could find out if anyone really cares, but...
Nonetheless.
Yeah.
Diddy Kane. He made a band. Diddy Kane. And Dawn Richards is part of that band.
Okay.
She testified.
Okay.
So she said she witnessed Combs assault Ventura with a skillet full of eggs and, on another occasion, punch her in the stomach.
With a skillet full of eggs.
Yeah. So I don't think I have this written down. But I remember it. He was always complaining that like no matter what Cassie did for him, it just was never enough or right.
Okay.
He was freaking out that his eggs weren't right.
Okay.
She wasn't cooking them correctly. So he took the pan and he tried to hit her in the head with it, and she ducked. Like she dodged it in some way. I'm assuming she ducked because maybe she moved her head back. I don't know. He didn't hit her. But I want to know who cleaned up the eggs afterwards because the eggs did not stay on it the whole time. My immediate thought was like, dude, you just splattered eggs all over your wall. That's pretty annoying. Why would you do that?
People like this don't really have, like, I don't think that they care about those kinds of repercussions to their actions, you know?
Hmm.
Those are consequences that they just don't
Someone's going to clean it up for them, probably.
feel untouchable.
So the day after Richards saw that, she said that Combs told her that her and the entire band could go missing, quote unquote. We could go missing if we ever talked about what we saw.
Great.
Richards filed her own lawsuit alleging sexual and verbal abuse by Combs just days before he was arrested last year for sex trafficking, racketeering, and transportation to engage in prostitution. There it is. See, I knew I had it somewhere. Mm-hmm. Combs' legal team filed to dismiss Richards' civil suit Friday, May 16th, before she took the stand to testify.
Not that long ago. Okay.
Citing the statute of limitations and accusing the singer of trying to use negative press about Combs to leverage a settlement from him for herself.
I mean, bro, I would too.
Use it or...
Yeah, I mean, even if that, like, if that's why she did it, I would too.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. No hate to her at all.
No.
Was it dismissed? Do we know yet?
She went on trial.
For this, but her civil suit. Honestly, it probably hasn't even been, like, any ruling hasn't happened yet.
That's probably way backed up.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's only like a couple weeks ago.
That'll happen next May at this rate. Because Diddy I've been waiting for this trial forever.
Things have been for a long time building.
Yeah.
Like years. Little snippets here and there popping out of the woodwork.
It's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have to do another episode on this. Because there's gonna be so much that comes out. Mm-hmm. Okay, moving on from Dawn. So a girl, Carrie Morgan, that was Ventura's best friend through her dating Diddy. They were best friends for like, I think it said 15 plus years. Mm-hmm. She had an incident where Diddy tried to strangle her and hit her in the head with a wooden hanger in 2018.
Okay.
She came to Cassie and said, like, I'm going to sue him. Mm-hmm. Like, that was not okay. Cassie made her sign an NDA in exchange for $30,000 to not speak about it, and they have not spoke since she signed the paperwork.
I mean, that checks.
I also wouldn't talk to you.
Right.
Might take the $30K, though, and shut the fuck up. But I don't think we're going to talk again.
Right.
I guess it depends on where our contract is. Is it almost up? Or do I have another 6 months with you?
He's referencing the fact that I always say that we're renewing our friendship for like another 6 months or another year. I just like add time on it depending.
Yeah. It normally renews at the end of the year. So is this November and I can pretty much break contract? Or is this February?
Not re-sign the contract. Is
this a breach of contract here?
I'm sure somewhere in the fine print we've got like a exclusions clause, or I don't know what you'd call it. Exceptions.
Anyways.
Yes.
Moving on. Mila Morales. Don't come at me if I'm not saying that right. This is Cassie's former makeup artist. She said that she had found Cassie with a black eye and bloody lip. She took her home, consulted a doctor friend who advised emergency care, and then Ventura declined while she was with Diddy. Fun side story, that's it. That's all I got.
You might be sitting here thinking, why is she still there? Or why didn't she go to the police?
First off, why didn't she go to the police? That's not a question when it comes to someone who has that much money.
Yeah, exactly. That's why probably none of this. I mean, I can't say for sure, but if somebody had boatloads of money and I had pennies in comparison, who's gonna win? Ultimately, the kind of place we live in, the justice is not served the way you think it might be.
I don't even think of who's gonna win. I think of I can't trust anyone because he can pay anyone off.
That's true too.
Especially in Hollywood.
Yeah.
I don't feel like we talked about this last episode. There aren't many people that like hold their morals high there.
Probably not.
So
you probably went there to make money, and now you're gonna make money.
Yeah. No matter what it takes. And why did she stay? You got to be there. You got to be in a situation like this to understand.
Even if she would be at a point where she might want to leave, again with the money, leave or die, maybe. Stay or die is what I meant.
Oh yeah.
Stay or die.
I was like, what?
Like
leave and die.
Leave and die, or stay and live.
Yeah. And also, we're also talking about her entire career. Because it's made by Diddy.
Again, this is all just us speculating. Personal thoughts.
You know what? We should pre-record one of us saying this is all alleged, it's a conspiracy, none of this is 100% facts, and just pop it in every 15 fucking minutes on our episode. My God.
We pause to tell you an important announcement. Yeah.
Okay, anyways, David James. This is who we're moving on to. It is Diddy's former personal assistant from 2007 to 2009.
I can't believe, before you say anything, I can't believe that he didn't sign like an NDA.
It might be off now.
Hasn't he? Well, I guess if it was like a 10-year NDA, I don't know. That's true.
Also, I feel like if you sign an NDA and you are pulled into court and you have to raise your hand and say, I will speak the truth, full truth, and nothing but the truth, doesn't the NDA kind of go away?
Yeah, I would think so. I would think that the court would reign superior over NDAs. I would think that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough.
If you're subpoenaed.
Mm-hmm.
Supper time. If you're supper time, what do you do?
Yeah,
you have
right,
to.
You're right. Yeah. I'm sure he didn't just waltz on in there and was like, I got something to say, bitch.
He's like, I got shit.
All right.
Okay.
So what did he say?
He testified.
He testified. Oh my God.
Okay. About, I don't know what this words mean. Procuring?
It's like to acquire.
Okay. Thanks. Okay, so he testified about acquiring prescription drugs for Diddy, preparing hotel rooms for quote-unquote freak-offs, and witnessing Diddy's controlling behavior towards Ventura. James also testified that he was the senior VP, Human Resources. Wait, senior VP. Oh. In his job interview, he was told, quote, "This is Mr. Combs' kingdom. We are all here to serve him," unquote.
Mm.
Still took the job, you idiot. Ain't no way. So he was his side man, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
You do what you do,
Mm-hmm.
and you get paid, and you shut the fuck up and go home.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're going to Diddy's assistant from 2013 to 2015, George Kaplan. He described being frequently threatened by Diddy and detailed disturbing details he witnessed, including assaults and bizarre post-party cleanups. What? I want to know, kinda want to know what the bizarre post-party cleanups are.
Yeah, I don't know. We could only imagine. It probably has to do with the 8,000 bottles of baby oil that was, just laying around.
Which I found out, everyone, I don't know if I already said this. I actually think I just said it to Jesse and not on the pod, but the baby oil was used because Diddy liked people to be glistening. I thought it was some kind of, like, lube in some way. He just liked for people to be shiny. And they would use multiple bottles.
I mean, who knows which way it went, but just to think that Diddy's like,
"You're not shiny enough, bitch! Get that baby oil on right now."
Hold on, there's a quote from Year One.
I don't know what that
is. It's like, "Golden boy." He says like, "Golden boy, you there? Rub me with oil."
Yeah, basically, that's, I mean,
or
like,
whatever he says.
He would stop people mid-action and to reapply the baby oil.
It said that somewhere?
Yes.
What the fuck is wrong
Cassie
with this man?
said, like, he would watch me and this escort, and then we'd have to stop doing whatever we were doing because we weren't shiny enough. Can you imagine trying to get baby oil out of your hair?
No, I don't.
Imagine trying to get it. What if you accidentally got it in your eyeball and it's just cloudy as shit? You're just like, "I can't see." And he's like, "Not shiny enough, bitch."
I'm sorry, we're so not making light of this.
It's just an odd.
It's such a bizarre thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Sweat was not enough. We needed baby oil. Yeah, no, multiple. Even escorts said, like,
oil.
Shine on, baby.
Wow. They could have picked something else. I feel like there could have been other things. Like, there are products specifically made to make you shiny.
I feel like we could have used that glitter hairspray.
Yeah.
And just spray it on beforehand, like 10 minutes before, let it dry.
Yeah.
You know.
I just think about, like, the tanning, like...
Oh, tanning oil.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there's different, like, tanning gels and oils that, like, make
maybe
you
just
shiny.
some moisturizing oil.
Yeah, like, baby oil just... Like, they're just products that have better longevity.
Dude, can you imagine? Like, you're an escort, you're done. You get up and you slip and fall going to the bathroom because you're too oily. Also, how do you put your clothes on afterwards? You get in the taxi and you're like, "Hey, buddy, sorry about me."
Sorry about me.
Like, the whole thing's just really bizarre.
Not funny. Like, absurd.
Yes, absurd, hilarious. Not funny that this was an actual thing that happened.
Not haha funny. Haha weird.
Yeah, okay. I don't think I ever talked about that, but that was a recent discovery for me.
Mm.
So, going back to George.
Mm-hmm,
Georgie, I just want to touch a rabbit. Oh, pet the rabbits, Georgie. Right? Of Mice and Men?
I don't remember what the characters' names are, if I'm being honest.
Georgie was definitely in there. So he was granted immunity to testify. He told the court that he planned to invoke his Fifth Amendment right to avoid self-incrimination.
Mm.
He said the mogul would sometimes ask...
Mogul.
Thank you. I had no idea what that even means.
Mogul.
What's that mean?
Mogul?
No.
Someone that's, like, figuratively up on a pedestal in, like, Hollywood.
Oh, so it's Diddy.
Oh, yeah, they're referring to Diddy.
Oh,
it's just, like, somebody that's, like, multiple avenues, successful in multiple places, whatever. I'll read, you know what, just to cover my bases here.
Sorry, guys. Some of these words, I'm not.
An important, powerful person, especially in the motion picture or media industry. Okay?
Okay, so Diddy. I'm not very smart when it comes to, like, high-end words.
High-end words.
Okay, anyways, so George said he would sometimes be asked to deliver a medicine kit to the hotel room containing prescription drugs and over-the-counter pain medicine. He also testified that Diddy would send him to buy narcotics, including MDMA. He resigned after seeing Digimon.
Digital monsters.
Seeing Diddy allegedly attack Ventura in 2015 on a private jet.
Oh.
Yep.
So he was going to invoke his Fifth Amendment right if necessary, but otherwise this is the information he shared.
He shared a certain amount of information, and then he said the rest can get me in trouble.
Gotcha.
I'm done.
Gotcha.
Very quick, Daniel Phillip. He was an escort, and he claims that he watched Diddy drag Cassie by her hair. Nothing else on him. That's that.
So in a nutshell, this is everybody that has testified thus far?
As of when...
For the prosecution.
Was it Thursday? Whenever I wrote this down.
Yeah.
So essentially everyone's talking about Cassie and that stuff. Last person I have is Diddy's assistant, who is going by a fake name, and it is Mia.
Okay.
She testified she started working for Diddy as a personal assistant in 2009 when she was in her mid-20s, joining what she described as a chaotic and toxic work environment.
I could imagine, you know?
Seems relaxed. I don't know what you're talking about. Frying pans flying? Sounds fun to me.
No, thank you.
The job requires her being always within eyesight of Mr. Combs and anticipating his needs, whims, and moods. She said she was often required to stay at his homes, where she could not lock the door or leave without the rapper's permission. During the time that she worked for Diddy, he was violent towards her. She testified. On one occasion, she said he threw a spaghetti bowl at her, which narrowly missed her head. And Diddy also threw a computer at her head when she told him that the Wi-Fi was currently being fixed.
What the fuck? Can you imagine working for someone that this is like I hope that being Diddy's assistant got you where you wanted to go. Because
That's
working for someone that you have to ask, like you're a freaking elementary school student, like, can I go to the bathroom?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's just, I couldn't. I hope it got you where you wanted to go, man.
That brings me to, I'm going to skip around here. She had to beg him to get permission to go to her grandma's funeral.
Per her testimony.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's...
Mm-hmm. Had to beg to leave.
He seems...
hideous.
Yes. Like, I mean, I have no question. There's no question in my mind about, like, what kind of person he is anyway.
Yeah, right.
But, like, they're doing a great job of painting that picture for that jury.
Yep.
Thus far. Because that's crazy.
This girl has so much on him.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Sorry, I have to... She said that she saw a lot of abuse towards Cassie, but she didn't report him because she, quote, believed that Puff's authority was above the police. I knew his power, she said. I knew his control over me, and I didn't want to lose everything I worked so hard for.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are scared of their bosses.
Mm-hmm.
Which is terrible.
Like, I wonder if this person knew what they were getting into.
I don't think that anyone who worked for Diddy was like, hey, this is going to be really abusive, sign me up.
At what point does the word get around, though?
So...
You know what I mean? Like, at what point do people realize you're working for somebody that's going to put you in some very, very uncomfortable positions?
Another assistant had been fired for reporting his violence towards Cassie.
I mean, go you. But
right.
Whoever you are, I'm proud of you.
Amazing.
I'm surprised you're alive, but...
Well, it didn't say a name. I don't know if they're still alive.
Well, I'm proud of you regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, February of last year, she receives a message. It did not say if it was a text or a voicemail. I believe that it was a voicemail, though.
This Mia character?
Yes.
Okay.
That Diddy wanted to talk.
Oh, great.
Common sense says he wants her to be on his side.
Yeah.
And he essentially wants to, like, pull her so she does not say anything while he's on trial, because this was all going on then.
Yeah.
When all of this started is when he essentially texted her. She got calls from his assistant, which she knew.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they worked together or what, but she did answer his calls, and he essentially was just like, hey, it's been so long, like, I want to catch up. How are you doing? I hope everything's going well. And then he asked for her address. Because he wants to, quote, send his sister a gift. She assumed, she did not give her address. She assumed that it was going to be hush money.
Oh, I assumed like a porch bomb. You know, you open that box and it explodes.
She assumed it was hush money.
Okay.
She didn't respond. And Diddy called her several times. Like, Diddy, not his assistant, called her several times after that, trying to get a hold of her, trying to catch up, whatever. And she said one time, like, the first time he called her, she saw his name come on her phone, and she chucked her phone as far as she could, and she ran out of her house, because it was just, like, that was her first reaction, was to just, like, I need to get the furthest away that I possibly can from this. So that's what I have so far, guys. I know that it's not a lot of, like, juicy stuff, but it is what's going on. I suspect that the next month is going to reveal a lot very rapidly. I think that this was the slow 2 weeks where they're building character, and then the next, like, month is just going to be thing after thing after thing after thing after thing that just keeps coming out.
I can't wait to listen to all the
What do you mean? You're not listening to it. You're asking me what's going on.
I can't wait to find out about all the things that come out. I had read the one thing that I did read, and I don't know, I didn't fact check any of this because it just, like, popped up on my For You page, and I was just like, oh, interesting concept.
Yeah.
That there were, like, you were talking about the prescription drugs and stuff.
Yeah.
That there was, like, a couple different false names that Diddy used.
To buy them?
No, not to buy them exactly, but to be, like, prescribed them under these, like...
Facade.
Yeah, under these, like, you know, these other names.
And I wouldn't doubt it.
And then they'd be picked up by a person, and that would be so low-key.
Right.
To, like, oh, you're, like, this guy just goes and picks up these medicines for this, like, random name. Like, that would make total sense. Obviously, he's not picking up MDMA at the pharmacy, but...
MDMA seemed to be a big thing that he used very often in parties.
Well, that's kind of, like, what it's...
I don't know anything about drugs.
Oh.
I don't. That's so far out of my lifestyle.
MDMA is, like, ecstasy, Molly, like, that kind of based drug, like,
I think that MDMA was what Cassie said made her extremely sick.
I was right. It's ecstasy and Molly. But I think that they're, like, slightly,
more potent.
No, like, it'd be like saying LSD versus acid. Like, LSD would be, like, the purest form of the medication, of the compound, I guess you could call it. And then there are how stuff gets mixed, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know the drug terms for all of this, but
I believe that that's the drug that made Cassie really, really
makes
sick.
sense.
She would, like, go throw up and be like eyes rolling in the back of the head, and he was like, keep going. Glisten up, baby. Bitch. Beach. So yeah.
Hey, bitch.
Hey, beach. Don't call me a beach. I need you to watch 1,000 Pound Sisters.
I was just thinking about when we did that thing with Zach. When we did the
Hey, beach.
Yeah, and you were pretending to be Cody's mom.
Hey, beach. What you doing, beach? So, 1,000 Pound Sisters, they have this fucking scene where one calls the other a bitch, and she's like, don't call me a bitch. And she's like, beach. And the other one gets up and she's like, I'm done! I told you not to call me bitch no more! The other one's like, bitch. You really need to watch that.
I'll have to watch
You
it.
also need to watch Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
I should watch that because I know about.
Yes, and that's a trending thing happening right now, and we could talk very heavily about it.
Yeah.
If you're a person that watches it, fuck Demi. Hate Demi. It's not Demi. It's Demi.
I just the mom talk of it all years ago. I remember.
It still goes on.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
But like I remember when like that was
a thing
popping up and people were,
Yeah. Some of them are really nice and some of
poor
them
Taylor.
are Demi.
Or not poor Taylor, depending on how you look at it.
I love Taylor.
I also do. I think she's pretty real.
Yeah, Taylor's very real, and she's very much like even on the show, Taylor does not hide her struggles or her emotions. Like when she should be crying, she is crying on camera, where like a lot of the other ones are just like, it doesn't affect me, it's fine. I'm not worried about it.
We'll have to spend some time talking about this for real, but the thing is, like, everybody has to remember that I believe most, if not all of these women grew up in, like, and guys too, I guess, grew up in, like, Mormon land. They're basically just stunted kids with now adult time and money. And, like, that's,
a lot of them...
the way people were acting from 14 to 17 is how they're acting in their mid-20s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, you've got emotionally fucked up kids here.
Yeah.
Doing adult stuff.
A lot of them are just very, like, very fake because the camera's there.
Yeah.
And Taylor's not. Taylor's messy.
So messy.
Taylor's very messy, and she has a lot of shit going on. But, like, honestly, behind the scenes, we have messy times.
Everybody does.
Right. Like, hers is just being public, and then people are scrutinizing her for it. But, like...
Well, to voluntarily record all of your mess and then post it on the internet is like a choice.
I like that. I like that people do that because then it tells me we are the same age. I feel the same way as you. I am not alone and I'm not fucking up. Yeah. Knowing that other people are also struggling with similar, can't relate to Taylor. Not gonna lie. I don't have any relation. I don't have kids. I don't have a boyfriend. I got a husband.
Yeah.
He's pretty great. But
yeah.
I think it's pretty cool when people do that because most people, like the other girls on there, they only show the bright side of life, and then you're thinking, why do they get everything good and I get shit?
That's fair.
But
I guess then I can look at it like they're taking one for the team, putting it out there.
They are.
Yeah. That's one way to look at it.
And I like Taylor. I think that...
I always said if I had less shame, I would have been doing TikTok dances in 2020, but I got too much of it. I should have kept going.
So. You could have been my TikTok manager.
I could have done that.
You definitely could have been my manager.
I'm good at the SEO and the algorithm.
And the behind the scenes things.
I'm good at that stuff.
You don't want to be the face of anything.
I don't want to be a face of anything.
I don't want to be
here I am.
anything.
Whoopsie.
I don't want to be anything, but I'm taking one for the team here.
Well, the show must go on, Maggie.
I'm here, dancing away, getting fucking destroyed.
All right, well, on that, I think we've made about as much of a brain as we could today.
Oh, yeet.
Yep.
Again, shout out to,
Multiverse Collective?
Yeah.
Thanks for the cups.
Specifically Matt, Niall, and War Manatee, because I don't know what War Manatee's name is. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't remember.
This is Discord.
I'm real bad at names.
But specifically for you guys coming in our Discord, talking to us all the time, having good conversations, being so supportive.
We like that.
We love it. I'm trying to get them to download Fortnite so we can play.
Paladin Dance liked that.
What? What?
I said Paladin Dance liked that.
I don't...
It's a Fallout thing.
Oh.
But they might get it.
Anyways, we could, I want to have a Fortnite party.
Yeah, we gotta do that.
Except for Niall is, 12 hours in front of us.
Well, we might have to start at noon.
Right now would be a good time. He's awake for sure.
Yeah. It'd be a good time.
Everyone's gonna have to take off work on a certain day. For Niall. For Niall.
Mm-hmm. We could do that.
We could definitely do that.
I don't have a job.
Oh, what it would be like.
It's, well,
this is your job.
I'm not complaining,
Yeah.
It's all right.
This is your job.
This is my job.
Yep.
Giving a clean house to my family.
Making sure that Zora's
she requires a lot of attention.
Yeah.
And so,
she's a full-time job.
In the best interest of everyone, I just stay
Who
home.
am I to say no?
I must take care of her. Oh, real quick. Nolly ate an entire packet of school photos. And then about 12 hours later, he threw them up and they were like whole. And I was like,
Did you wash them off?
serves you right.
Did you wash them off?
No, but you could see the text and stuff. Like they were whole, undigested photos that he just chewed on and swallowed. And I'm like, I don't feel bad for you, buddy. You chose to eat a packet of photos.
Why does he not chew on the bones I give you?
He does.
Oh.
He just chose to eat the photos too.
Well,
he ate a box of tissues recently.
At least it wasn't a bread bag that you had to pull out of his butt.
He's done that.
Yep.
On numerous occasions.
I think it's funny. At least, you're lucky he poops it out because you could be having emergency surgery every
My
time
dogs,
he poops,
if nothing else,
like that.
are so hardy.
Yeah. They're resistant.
Very resilient creatures,
yeah.
Yes. All right, well.
Thanks for hanging. Join our Discord. If you haven't heard us say that before, we do have a Discord.
We have a Patreon, too.
We do have a Patreon. We
yeah.
do.
Yeah.
And if we get enough people on Patreon, Jesse and I, possible live stream, possible not. I don't exactly know how we're going to do that, but we will play Fortnite and you guys can listen to us gaming.
It'll be a fun time.
Which is
beyond. Unhinged.
Oh my God. You think we're unhinged now?
This ain't nothing.
Put a squishy in front of me.
I'm pretty calm.
Put a squishy in front of me. Give me a light machine gun. And some bush bombs. Those are my new fave. I love bush bombs now.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
TTYL. Love you guys.
Goodbye.
Bye.
We got one brain between us, don't you know? Two girls trying to make this show. Life and issues, highs and lows. Laugh it up, anything goes. With two girls and just one brain. Common sense is spreading thin. Talking life through joy and pain. Tune in, laugh and let us in. Got dilemmas, got our flaws. Spill the tea with no pause. Watch us laugh, breaking laws. Two minds might find lost cause. With two girls and just one brain. Common sense is spreading thin. Talking life through joy and pain. Tune in, laugh and let us in. One brain, that's all we got. Join the ride, like it or not. Taking swings, miss the shot, but our humor's always hot. With two girls and just one brain. Common sense is spreading thin. Talking life through joy and pain. Tune in, laugh and let us in. we got. Join the ride like it or not. Taking swings, miss the shot, but our humor's always high. With two girls and just one brain.